A love fully cherished, and the truth shall set you free. The rain poured down harshly outside the cave's entrance, locking you and Chrysalis inside until it decided to let up. But knowing how the world and whatever gods above thought of you too, you knew that you were going to be there for a while. You sighed, leaning back into Chrysalis. She was cuddled up next to you as you sat and watched the rain pour down harder and harder. She was fast asleep, and you were glad that she was. She's fought so hard for the protection of you both, and she needed her rest. How long's it been now? How long's it been since you two had been damned by Equestria? Forever on the run with one eye open? It must have been at least a year now. You didn't know, in all honesty. Time was starting to blur, and for all you knew, it only could have been a few months. You didn't care how long it was, though. What mattered was that they were some of the worst, but more importantly, some of the best months of your life. You were such a broken, bitter man before she came into your life. In some aspects, you still saw yourself as the same man as you were before, but there was no denying the softening of your shell. Some chitin was just made to be cracked open, you thought. You grinned slightly. It might be silly humor, but it helped warm you more as the frigid air ate your exposed skin. You felt a hoof wrap around your shoulder, pulling you closer into your makeshift changeling bed.
Anon, you need to get some rest. We can worry about tomorrow when it gets here.
Chrysalis spoke lovingly, proceeding to kiss you on your cheek.
Celestia be damned if I let you catch a cold from staying up all night. No, come here.
You felt yourself be turned around as she entangled herself around you. Her warmth seeped into you and vice versa. I love you, Chrysalis. You couldn't help but utter out loud, receiving a deep, passionate kiss as an award.
I know.
The two of you sank into each other and drifted off into the realm of dreams. A stray ray of sunlight drifted across your closed eyes, making you stir in your sleep. Though, with you shifting your position, you noticed that you were no longer snuggled up to your lover. Wondering where she went, you reluctantly opened your eyes and sat upright. At the entrance of the cave was Chrysalis, staring off into the distance. The first rays of Celestia's blasted sun washed over her. She looked so beautiful, but you knew something must be up. It was hard to make out from your position, but that frown of hers wasn't doing her any favors. And neither was it helping you. You got up a bit too quickly, your blood rushing to your brain. The sudden rush nearly made your vision go black, but you weren't gonna let that happen. Even if you winced and limped towards Chrysalis, you weren't gonna let her be alone. Chrysalis needed you too. And that's all that mattered. Hey, you doing okay? You sat down beside her. The cave was high up on a mountainside overlooking the Badlands, and you had a feeling that had something to do with her somber expression. Do you want to talk? Or, anything? She sighed, turning to look deep within your eyes. It was like she was able to see right through you, and yet that didn't disturb you in the slightest. In fact, you welcomed it. It was a comforting feeling. She swiftly turned away, making your heart clench from the emotions building up. You cared for her, and she's changed you for the better. But you hated to see her like this.
I've lost so much, Anon. I've gained you, but you and I both know that won't be for long.
She began to speak, her heart starting to show itself to you. Don't say that, you said, but you were quickly cut off.
No, you may be able to deceive yourself with those childish delusions of a happily ever after, but I can't. I've lost so much, Anon. I have given everything I have to see us both a future worth living. But I'm holding you back.
You grimaced, not liking a word being uttered. Before you could interject, she continued.
I'm a failure, in more ways than one. I never told you this, but I've had a chance of redemption before finding myself in this exile. And yet I threw it all away out of spite. I destroyed the one chance I had at making everything right because I could not find within me a single shred of humility.
Scooting yourself closer, you threw an arm over her side. Chrysalis melted into your embrace, nuzzling you affectionately.
Anon, you're the one good thing that has come into my life, and I don't want to lose you because of my actions, my inability to do what's right, my unwillingness to learn. I don't want to fall into that pitfall and end up losing you too. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Tears began to stream down her face, and she found herself unable to finish her sentence. You felt your emotions begin to overflow you as well, and you leaned further into her, hugging her as tight as you could. You wanted to show her that you would never let go.
Chrysalis, I chose to be with you. I chose this life, and I've had my fair share of failures because of it too, but I'm not letting go of this. You and I are not just gonna separate because of some pony princess ruler on a high horse says so.
She placed her head upon your shoulder, sobbing freely.
But they will, Anon. They will.
No, they won't!
You exclaimed, stopping her from speaking her self-defeated words.
No, they won't. I love you, Chrysalis. I love you.
I know.
She pulled away, and she looked into your eyes once again. Her eyes were completely bloodshot, and showed just how much she gave a damn about you.
I feel it, Anon. I feel your love.
She sat up, leaving your embrace.
Now I think it's time you experienced mine.
She looked off into the rising sun, a newfound smile on her face. It filled you with a warmth that you had no way of fully describing. It was purely divine.
Tallrascha, you were right, all along.
Suddenly, a purple beam shot out of Chrysalis's chest, and you found yourself blinded by an incredible bright light. Covering your eyes, you looked away. You were powerless to what was happening, and all you could do was hope that this may go your way for once. For you and Chrysalis's sake. After the light subsided, you turned back to where Chrysalis was, your jaw now fully agape. Your gut feeling was wrong, for what laid before you filled you with more hope than you ever had in your life. Chrysalis had changed. Her black chitin was now a light shade of blue, her mane a darker shade of blue. The holes in her legs were completely gone, and the green parts of her shell were now a light yellowish orange, contrasting the blue of the rest of her body. She looked regal. She looked happy. You were happy. You hit yourself over the head thinking that this could be anything other than perfect. She trotted up before you, beaming from ear to ear.
Anon, I think I finally understand what it means to give love for once in my life.
She leaned down and kissed you deeply, sending a wave of bliss through your being. The two of you had changed, and were now fully ready to face the world anew. And then they died. I need to stop. That was so heartwarming, and then I just frickin' ruined it. Anyway, I'd love to give a very special thank you to my sweet donators. Top donator, Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, Dresdon, Dospo, RuneScythe9852, CourierCruz CI, Delta Omega, Ryanny Dragonwolf, Dwight Cornel, Gagi, Secret Moon, Tallrascha, The Toilet Snake, Starlight Glimmer, David D. Sanchez, Trey, Pokekiller Zach, Soul Dragon, Dak Britton, Joe Piercy, Alex F, and Rainbow Dash. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one.